was called The Killing of Dangerous Dan McGee, or The Burial of Blasphemous Bill Mackay, or The Hermit of Shaktu Shoals.
That's three.
But the most famous one was The Cremation of Sam McGee, which I will try and render.
We want to.
Oh, yes.
You can put in.
There are strange things done beneath the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. Yes, the Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest I ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. And why he left his home in the south to roam on the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him in its spell. And he'd often say in his homely way, I'd sooner live in hell. Well, 'twas a Christmas day, and we were mushing our way along the Dawson Trail, and talking to pole, cold, to a pocket fold, it stabbed like a bitter nail. If our eyes were closed, the lashes froze, and sometimes we couldn't see. 'Twasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. Well, that very night we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs had been fed, and the stars overhead were dancing to heel and toe. And he turns to me and, Cap, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking you not to refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no, and he went on with a sort of a moan. It's this cursed cold that's got right hold, and it cuts clean through to the bone. Yet being dead, that's not what I dread. It's the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair you'll cremate me last remains. Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, and I swore I would not fail. And don't interrupt me. So I would not fail. And that very night we lay packed tight, and would not fail.
There are ropes in the sun.
And the
He
trail
seems
has
so
its
low.
own stern code. It seemed so low that he couldn't say no. So yeah, a pal's last need is thing to heed, and I swore I would not fail. And we started on the stroke of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He was lashed to that sleigh, and he seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and your brains, but you promised true that you promised true, and I'm telling you to cremate the last remains. Well, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has a strong, stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. And the long, long nights, on the lone firelights, when the huskies gathered round in a ring, would hurl their snow and woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that heavy clay seemed a heavy and heavy road. But on I went, though my dogs had spent, and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to that hateful thing, and it hearkened with a rictus grin. Then we came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and there a derelict lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, says I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some coal I found was lying around, and I lit the furnace fire. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I heaped a few of the flames higher. The flames just roared, the flames just soared, the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom do see. Then I borrowed a hole in a glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Well, I took a hike, because I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the huskies growled, and the heavens howled, and the wind began to blow, and it was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheek, and I didn't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went skittering down the sky. Well, I really don't know how long in the snow I stood wrestling with grisly fear, but the stars came out and danced about, and once again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I gamely said, I best take a peep inside. I guess it's time I looked, and I guess he's cooked, and the doors I opened wide, and there sat Sam, all cool and calm, midst the heart of the furnace roll. He was wearing a smile you could tell for a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and the storm. And since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first damn time I've been warm." There are strange things done beneath the midnight sun. The men who moil for gold, the Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. And the Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake the Barge when I cremated Sam McGee.